because you are that, you are capable, you are gifted, and you are so unique. All of the things that you may hate about yourself are your strengths. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just love you. The world awaits to receive you.
Welcome. Hey guys, let me fix my camera because I had got too close. Hey, blessings. Uncensored Enlightenment family. I'm almost late, almost overslept. Blessings, and I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Tonight, we're here with our second round of hot topics ever on our page. I want to say thank you for supporting. Grace Levi, thank you for supporting the page. You know, we're new to this, but we're true to this. But today, we're going to be talking about some topics that may be hurtful for the Black community. Now, we're going to look at this from our perspective, a legal perspective, and just so many different perspectives. We have a few stories to share with you. The first story we're going to talk about, actually, y'all know this is one of the hottest trending cases now on TV. Mr. I do apologize. We have Tyre Nichols, and we also have one more person. We have two people we're going to represent today in the first half of this broadcast, and that is MiQuavious. And y'all may not heard of MiQuavious. MiQuavious was another victim of violence amongst the Black community. Now, we're going to talk about this in a way that people ain't going to like it because we can't blame totally the system on this one or the second one. Let's get it. Let's talk about Mr. Tyre Nichols. I want to first put him on the screen because this young man, I want to send love and blessings to his family. I know this is a hard experience to deal with. This is no game at all. And I will hope that people, as we usually do, go for bat because if it wasn't for the Black community, honestly, this happened about 3 weeks ago. I believe that nothing may have been done. And that's just my opinion. A lot of guys know this, that if it's not for outrage from the Black community, that a lot of these issues are not going to get addressed. So I'm going to clap my hand to the Black community and all the communities involved in bringing light to these particular subjects. Because first and foremost, let's just start off by understanding some of the basics. This happened around January the 8th or the 7th with Mr. Nichols. And he was in the ICU for about 3 days, which is January to 10th. It is now about 19 days later, and we can say that this story started picking up when about 3 days ago. Now, God be the glory that they were able to process this information, a Freedom of Information Act, and the judge to release this video to us. Now, I just want to talk about trauma because when things start to settle down, it seems like the news always find a way to traumatize us. I'm not going to blame this on the news specifically, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of censorship that happens. I mean, I'm just speaking, and I just don't understand why these vicious videos get to be put out on the public. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need to know what's going on. Yes. But literally, it starts to be flooded into the airways. And we're seeing this just like what we talked about with Pelosi. Y'all saw me, how I reacted. Y'all called me a softy hardy. But some of these things I just can't bear. So I actually just now looked at the video and it was heart wrenching to watch. But at the end of the day, there are some things that we do have to address because the type of behavior that happened in that video is actually what happens in the Black community all the time. And it happens not only with minority, well, cops outside of our nation, but it's our cops. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm from Newark, and there's been times that my car have been ran down on by these, they call them jump out boys, just because I had tinted windows, and they pull out guns, and I had kids in the car. So I know how to handle it, and we're going to talk about the way he handled it. And I want to say at no time, I'm not criticizing what he do, but we're going to just talk about some actions that we can try to do to protect ourselves. Okay, because I have been pulled over by the police, got bad experience, got good experience, and one thing I noticed, it it wasn't my position. I'll tell you that. It was about how I came off. If I came off like rah rah rah, running my mouth, very resistant, especially in one of those other towns, oh yeah, we didn't really we didn't get away with that. But when you're in a place like an urbanized area like Memphis and Jersey and Newark, those type of area, the police handle things a little bit different. They get a little hands on, and sometimes things happen like robberies. There's a lot of stories we're going to bring up over time of officers robbing people, being very aggressive, similar to what you've seen in the video. So let's just start. We're going to start by getting into the article, and we're going to watch a video first. I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to get this out now because y'all know I hate seeing this type of violence. I'm just going to keep it honest. Y'all saw how I reacted yesterday. My soul, I saw enough on the nursing floor that I don't want to come out here and see y'all hurt each other. But I'm going to just leave it like that. So now we're going to watch the video. Y'all did see the video. And the reason why we're watching the video, we're going to do it to analyze some things. Okay? Let's get watching.
You gonna get your ass blown the fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out the fucking cup. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't hurt you. Ass brown.
All right. I just need y'all to look at something. I know y'all saw this video. I know y'all saw it. If y'all ain't see it, I'll let y'all see it. I want y'all to see something. These look like the jump out boys. That's why I bring this to your attention, because we're going to just start to play from the beginning. You see this car right here? This car looks like it's blocking him. You see this car right here? This car is blocking him. When the full story come out, I'm just giving you a synopsis of what I think I see. This wasn't a regular traffic stop. And to my knowledge, this was a specialized team on the Memphis Police Department. And I want to say, quote unquote, jump out boys. They have narcotic team. They have teams like this in the Black community that reacts just like this. There are many, many, many young Black men who have gotten beaten up like this. I have witnessed it, and I've seen the end results of it. I'm going to pray for this man because he fought for his life for 3 days. They didn't think that the injuries was that bad. Let's finish watch this and get through this. But I want y'all to see the reason why I said know about jump out boys. This wasn't a regular traffic stop.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look
Get
at
the fuck out the fucking cup. Damn, I didn't do anything.
You hear what he said?
Hey, I didn't hurt you. Ass brown. All right. You don't do that, okay? Get on the
I'm glad this is a messed up video.
Get on the ground. Okay. Raise your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Please turn the ground.
Now, right here it's like a big struggle to get him on the ground. And honestly, what I see a lot with officers, and we're just gonna play this quietly in the background. Look at this. Look, hold on. No, because y'all want to hear what you gotta say. Let me let y'all listen to this. Listen to this.
One. Now. I'm tasing. All right. Okay. Break your shit. Okay, dude. Damn. Turn the fuck around.
This is what they do. This is what they do in the Black neighborhoods. And it's Black cops who does this. It's not just white cops. Oh my God.
Watch out. I'm gonna baton the fuck out.
He
the fucking hands. Watch out. Watch out. Lift his head. Give us your hands.
I hope they stomp his ass.
All right. This right here is a white hand. It's a white hand. This body footage came from a white hand. So one of the things we have to ask ourselves, they have a slew of about how many cops? 5 or 4? Where is he? There is a non-black cop involved. And I ain't just gonna race bait. But what I'm saying is that there's more people involved in this. And you hear what he says. This gentleman who body cam is showing all over the place. You hear what he says.
I hope they stomp his ass.
Stomp, not stop.
I hope they stomp his ass. Smith is calling for other cars because him and Martin are chasing him.
Now, he said him and Mark was chasing him. I just need y'all to go back. The reason why we analyzing this because on a Sense and Enlightenment Talk, we kind of go deep into stuff because I pay attention to details. These cars look like regular cars around him. This looked like a regular narc undercover car. This like a regular car. Just to my understanding. Let's play this. Look at it. Where's the sirens? Where's the sirens? You see the car? Where's the sirens? Where is the sirens? Now, you tell me this. Now, I don't know this man's mental capacity. I don't know his capacity. But what I can tell you from what I'm seeing, we all got cognitive delays, but he may not. He was calling for his mother. He has some dependency on his mother at the age that he was at. And I'm not saying George Floyd, it sounds remarkably similar, but I don't know what I see in his face. I know sometimes I see things. I see that he's a little bit slower. What people will say is slow, in my opinion. So let's just put that in perspective. Maybe he's not just the smartest person in the world, but he's driving, he's minding his business, and a car just come right behind him. Pull over, flashing lights. But there's no flashing lights at the top. Because if you don't know that they have narcotic video cop cars like this, and you see a car flashing a headlights because they have special things on their headlights, especially the ones that I know. I'm just giving you from reference from Newark, New Jersey. So they will pull up on you. You see this undercover car, tinted windows, just like my tinted windows. Mind you, I told you I had 3 kids in the car, just coming from Georgia, and Georgia license plates. Boop, boop, boop. You see, get out the car. They're coming guns drawn. The first thing that he should have did, if he knew better, was to slow down and roll his windows down. But in a situation like this, where he may not know that they are cops, because sirens are something that cops should use as identifiers, especially in alleged traffic stop. So we need to pay attention to this. Was there any police identifiers that he knew that this was a cop car following him? Because obviously from seeing the scenario, it looks like, to me, allegedly, it looks like the Jump Out Boys. And if that's in Memphis in the hood, it may be a narcotic squad. I came across something where they were saying that they're going to be dismantling this squad. I'm going to have more information by the morning. Y'all know I'm going to have all the articles under here, and whatever extra articles I could put for you is going to be there. So he may not know it was the officers. He did not react properly. I'm just going to say that either it was from cognitively not knowing, being afraid, but I'm not going to totally say defiant. Even though you see him, he was not laying down. This is the first thing I'm going to tell you, black man, my black man. I have a black son. And I tell him the first thing you do is put your hands on the steering wheel. You cut that light on first, put your hands on the steering wheel, and you let them know where your license is at. If they ask you where you're going, you say home. You ain't got to tell them where you're going. And then you ask them, what did you stop me for? If they become belligerent, he say, hey, my hands is on the dashboard or on here. Call your superior. Your body cam is on. You let them know. And you address them in that manner and say, hey, you can run my license. You can do whatever you need to do. But I'm not here to harm you. And it's sad that we have to have a whole script as a black mother, single black mother. It's sad that this is how I have to prepare my son. But also, I have to prepare him in mannerism. But what I will say is that this young man, I didn't get a disrespectful mannerism. And that's what really hurts with this. Two things that hurt. He was calling for his mother. God could only imagine if he was a house away from his mother and she was asleep and didn't hear all of this. I'm praying for her soul. No mother wants to lose a son before they walk off this earth. But his reaction, as I stated, was placed in different directions. Either he didn't know who these people were, and then, like he said, he got out and said, I didn't do anything. Obviously, it looks like he was cornered off. So, this is one of the things that we have to address in the Black community because we keep thinking that they're going to address these issues, but they're not. This is going to be a spectacle. There's going to be a big lawsuit. And I will say this, when these things do happen in more urbanized communities, we get more things done a little bit more faster because us as, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't kill me for saying this. Us as Black people be ready to move on each other like kryptonite. We supposed to be proactive. The police department is supposed to be. The judge did what he was supposed to do. Once everything started going out, yes, I'm going to give that. But to release the footage was trauma, another trauma to the people and to the mother. It don't need to release the footage on a public note like that. Okay, it could be pieces of the footage. We know something happened. The second thing is that I'm going to say, when we talk about policing, there's a big problem. No offense to the police department. I understand the foundations of the police department. I hope you guys understand the foundations of the police department and a lot of entities that is built within our government. And I know you'll be like, oh, I want to hear that. That's back in the day. But they were literally here to police the slaves. This was the foundation of the police department. This is why you see them having no problem being so harsh towards us. As we do more broadcasts, I'm not going to teach you, but I am going to reveal some things about the law that I would want you guys to research and about the way that law is actually applied to you, Black people, and to me when I get into court. Almost held in contempt because I didn't want to say what the judge wanted me to say right in front of my kids. Didn't give a damn. Wanted me to say what he wanted to say. I understand the injustices. It don't stop with you guys. But when we don't know how to maneuver this system and make it work for us, this is some of the situations we have. Now, before I get into Marquise, because I want to continue to just break this down. We're probably gonna just do 15 minutes because I don't want to drag this out. This is very emotionally traumatizing for us, and I got some more things to share. We're going to lighten up this hot topics today, but I really wanted to talk about it. So, just a little bit more details. Tyre Nichols' family. Look at this gentleman. And this is why I say I think that he was a little bit not up to speed the way that we would say. I'm not going to say certain words because people take offense to it. But I really do think that he may have a learning disorder or not as up to speed as we are. Hold on 1 second. I just want to pull up his picture. I hope I ain't jump out the live again. Yeah, I'm going to jump out the live. All right. So Tyre Nichols, let's just get into this article just a little bit. The family of Tyre Nichols, a Black man whose death followed a traffic stop allegedly, because what we're seeing, it doesn't look like an average traffic stop. So that's why we have to evaluate this as the Black community. And I know you did. That's why we were so outraged, because this wasn't normal. And we know this is what we see in the Black community all the time. These jump out boys will beat you down and leave you in the gutter. And you can't go and file a report against them. They don't believe you. Nobody's perfect, but he's damn near his mother. Oh man, Rovanya. Wells said at the press conference, okay, visibly grieving Miss Wells broke into a rare smile as she described her son who worked at FedEx and had a 4-year-old son having a tattoo of her name on his arm that made me so proud. Miss Nicholas. Oh, Mr. Nichols. I thought she said Miss. I'm going to say what? Mr. Nichols, 29, loved skateboard and passion he had since he was the age of 6, and his favorite activity was to head to the park to skate. All right. Oh my God. So look at this picture. Look at them. You, I know sweethearts. I know. Listen, I'm not. I can't say I read spirits. I do. I could just tell this man right here. He's a sweetie. He looks like a sweetheart. He's like an innocent soul to me, and I feel like he didn't deserve it. My love and my blessings is going out to his family. We watched this video in horror. We ain't gonna watch it again. We're gonna go on to the protest that's taking place. We're gonna talk about this protest thing because I don't mind. I don't mind protests because we're supposed to do protests, but we're gonna have to do a little bit more now, Black people. We're gonna have to do a little bit more. So I'm in Atlanta, and this happened in Memphis, and literally Atlanta police is on alert. Atlanta, like, yo, they about to come down here. They're gonna tear us a new butt. You know what? For some apparent reason, Atlanta is the new New York. So they like, yo, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down right here. Hold on, I hope I'm not sharing that same video. Hold on 1 second. So we in Atlanta, we getting ready for it, I guess. And I want to talk about the Black Lives Matter protest that happened here and my experience with it. I literally went, and what I saw was something very, very shady. And I understand why they're in high alert. But let's talk about let you watch this protest.
Center City as officials in Memphis released those videos. Our Ross DeMattei is live with more on the rally and also reaction from those who attended. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning to you, Howard. It wasn't a huge group that gathered to protest here in Philadelphia, but the few dozen who did show up certainly made their voices heard in Center City.
Stand up! Stand back! Stand up! Stand back!
The Philadelphia Party for Socialism and Liberation organized last night's rally. It started at City Hall, and later the group moved through parts of Center City, temporarily blocking traffic on several city streets. Chopper 3 was flying overhead following that protest the entire time. Our crews counted about 60 demonstrators in total, many of them carrying signs that read "Stop Police Violence" while chanting "Stand up, fight back," as you heard. They say the fight for justice was worth taking to the streets on a cold winter night.
Unfortunately, I understand that, these kinds of videos are really horrific and traumatizing for Black people in this country. And it's unfortunate that we even need to have this footage to prove what they did. I think without the video, it's very hard to, beat these kinds of cases in order for the family to get justice.
Yep, it's the truth, though.
Now, before that demonstration last night, our crew saw about a dozen police vehicles, including a counterterrorism unit parked about 4 blocks away from City Hall. Philadelphia police tell us that they were prepared for anything last night, but they say that protest was peaceful. Howard?
All right, Ross, thank you. And we will continue to follow the developments as we cover the death of Tyre Nichols. Stay with CBS News for the...
All right. So, protests is going to start to flare across the United States, especially if they don't move fast on this. If they think that, like they're going to do with the George Floyd thing, kind of let it linger on, is going to blow up again. But this is what I want to say. Y'all going to like it or y'all may not like it, but it is what it is. I appreciate protests. I always wanted to be the one that be out there protesting. And they were so crazy because when some protests was happening when I was younger, I used to have to miss it because I was like in school. I remember when the Gen 6 happened. Do y'all remember the Gen 6? I was in college at the time and I wanted to go so bad. It was such a beautiful thing for it to be busloads. This is what I was told of the story, especially the buses that came from North. They came to set it off when they went to Gen 6. I think it was I don't know if it's Jenna, Georgia, but they basically was blocked from coming into town, and all the people on the bus got off the bus on the highway and walked their asses on in. It was a beautiful sight. It it made me cry. It was just like the strength of unity. We have a lot of those moments. We have a lot of those moments, Black people. And I believe it starts momentum that quickly burns out. Okay, and there's a reason. There's a reason why these rallies burn out, because one, they become infiltrated. We know what happened with the Black Lives Matter. When you look at the protests here, no cap, no disrespect, because I'm grateful that people are going to take to the streets, because all of us cannot do it. That's why we all have to have different roles in this process. So we're going to talk about the different roles, because just going to protest is just the start. Just signing a petition is the second part. Then paying attention to who is being elected into these positions of sheriff, deputy, judge, because if they didn't have those entities in that state that were more forward for the people and didn't want to see what happened with George Floyd case happen in their time, they move forward really fast. So you got to understand the progressiveness of the area you're in. We have to understand the politics of the area we were in. Like, for instance, you remember that cow case where the young white boy went all the way into a place in Sacramento, into a protest from out of his town, and killed some people. You remember that boy got away with it? Because it was that town, and it was the legislation, it was the people who ran the town and how the law is applied. So we got to understand, one, geographically where we're at and how they conduct their laws, because it'd be the Wild Wild West. As we can see in the Memphis, in a place like Newark, New Jersey, they run completely different from a place out here like I'm in Georgia. You got the jump out boys. Now, in the middle of Atlanta, I think that's going to start happening because the crime rate is starting to go up, and they put these task force units together. And these task force units are supposed to be focused on certain issues in the community. But as you see, a lot of them go rogue. A lot of them go rogue. We have a lot of example of these special units either getting involved in drug trafficking, allegedly, money laundering, allegedly, aggressive behavior such as what you see, allegedly. This is a pattern. So what I felt like Black Lives Matter severely missed the bullet was not only that it was infiltrated, and that us as Black people did not have no idea where the money was coming from, where the money was going, but our demands was half-baked. Now, when I'm at the protests out here in Atlanta and they like, defund the cops, defund the cops, I'm like, wait, then the cops ain't gonna have no money. Then who gonna protect us? Because, it'd be the Wild Wild West. We need the cops. I was thinking more like, I'm looking at them like, maybe you want to say reallocate the money. Reallocate the money. I started looking, and maybe I'm like, okay, maybe I got to back up. I started to pay attention a little bit more, because you have to understand too, when we're talking, what they're doing is chanting. They're chanting these things into existence. So us as brown melanated people need to understand the power of our voice as well. I'm going to give you an example, and I don't know, maybe one day you could try. But I was in the protest, and they literally said, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I'm saying it and walking, and I'm starting feeling shortness of breath. I'm like, what the hell? Hold up. But you know me, I'm a metaphysical thinker too. So I maybe took things too physical. I'm like, I'm not saying that no more. Oh no. I started saying other stuff. We starting other chants, more like chants that was going to, like, let me give you an example, because I couldn't say that no more. It was not gonna say I cannot breathe. We could say we were saying something like remove somebody. Now that makes sense. Remember what you say, Black people, when you're in the middle of these protests. Two, remember who is around you in the middle of these protests, because the last thing I'm going to say about my experience with that protest is that literally I felt like I was amongst a lot of young Caucasian Dorlegs. No offense. I started looking around. I'm looking at these people. They like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. He getting arrested, getting aggressive. I'm like, yo, this little white boy look a little thin face, allegedly thin skin. Then why the hell his skin so transparent and his eyes black? And everybody got black pants and gothic boots on. And yeah, real black hair. Is this a black community? Oh, wait, where am I? I had to start thinking. So I started to just, go into just pay attention to what I was doing. I was on the sideline, mind you, I'm by myself. And it was like they were antagonizing the police. It was like a standoff, like a block ahead. Cause I'm walking, I'm like, yeah, the crowd getting thick. I must got caught up to the crowd because and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking at my short ass and I'm like, what? That's the police. Oh shit. Oh damn, they up here about to have a standoff. Ain't none of us got no guns. Ain't none of us got nothing. And you about to stand off with them. Right. I had to pull a solar and I'm like, love, because they don't give a damn about us. I'm going to just keep it real. Some of the protesters get out of hand because they're geared and they're driven by the wrong forces. And that's what I'm saying. So if we're going to start with protests, that means that we need to move forward from protests and start actually coming up with a comprehensive plan. So myself, I'm thinking, okay, reallocate. Instead of reallocating the special drug and task force units like this that go rogue allegedly, be robbing the drug dealers allegedly, because this happened in East Orange. When I was in East Orange, there was a whole unit that was just had to be taken down. I was in high school because they were robbing the drug dealers. They was aggressive. They was East Orange Police Department is right next to North. They were the most corrupted police department when it came to that. Robbing drug dealers, putting people in jail, not being in the books, family couldn't find them. And it's black people, you go tell congressman, you go tell the people, and what we say, there's societies that works together. These people came from a lot of the same organizations and the same fraternities, allegedly. Now, if you go down into our videos, I think I'm going to put it into a Black community when we have about community teachings. There's a few videos that I have about the boule and about these fraternities. And there's no disrespect if you're getting into a fraternity, you're doing the hazing thing, you got that going on with you. But you need to know the foundations of the fraternity. It's not just a brotherhood where y'all just exchanging information and you can get him a job. And no. It gets a little deep. So there was a content creator, and I love dropping content creators' names because I want y'all to know that I watch these people. I watch everybody, even the most ratchet to the most sophisticated. And she was talking about one of the officers being involved in fraternities and also scandals with the fraternity, with beating on pledges. Yeah. So this is not far-fetched. I'm gonna find the article. And actually, they said it's in his LinkedIn. She said it's in his LinkedIn. Let me go to the video. Hopefully it pull up because I want to send a shout out to her. I watched some of her videos too because I do want to say I respect you content creators that's been out here doing what you need to do, keeping the Black community informed because it's hard. It's hard when we're severely censored. We can't say what we want to say. If we do, we indeed do. So shout out to you. I think her name is start with it, Miss something. I'm gonna put her video up there. So that's where I got that information from. She went to his LinkedIn page and she saw that he was actually part of a fraternity, one of the officers, and he was already allegedly involved in abuse. So let's just close off with this with Tyre Nichols. I want to send love and blessings to his family, to his mother. But I will say, one of the things that we really, really have to focus in on is actually not only getting laws changed, but learning how it's applied, teaching our Black men how to come off. I mean, you can't, it doesn't matter because he looked like he's a good guy. Because it's hard to say that. People get mad at me like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But it's how you handle the situation. And I'm not saying if he would have just laid down flat on the ground that they wouldn't have stomped his head in. There's no way to even say in a way to say that he could have did it better. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to disrespect his family and say that. I'm not at all. So what I'm going to say is that I'm going to move on into our next subject. And we're going to get into continue to talk about black and black crime, because this was actually black on black crime. This was black on black crime. I have another tragic story that I want to share with you guys. And that tragic story is about a young man. His name is MiQuavious. MiQuavious is a 17-year-old boy from Atlanta, Georgia, who was confronted taking out when he was going to take out the trash at his home by, I guess, fellow teens, and he was murdered. And this happens about 4 days ago. So this was right after the time that it happened with Tyre Nichols. And this is another tragic situation. I want us to look at this story and really, really hold our sons close. And also, we need to figure out what's going on with our black boys. We need to figure out what's going on with our black men. Why are they so upset? Why do we think that the only way that we can communicate with each other is through violence, destruction through words, and doing things like this? All right. So let me add him to my screen because I want y'all to see Mr. MiQuavious while I'm doing this. And I'm going to be reading the story about Mr. MiQuavious. Teen taking out the trash. And this happened in Atlanta. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of Atlanta news here because I am in Atlanta. So if you do want to hear or find out about some things that's going on in Atlanta, I will do highlight topics on Atlanta. Teen taking out trash is confronted and shot in the Georgia family say senselessly. A 17-year-old boy was in the head while taking the trash out for his mother at an Atlanta area apartment complex, family members say. Now they're praying for his full recovery as police continue to search for the accused shooter. MiQuavious Blanchard was heading home from work about 11 p.m. January 18th and stopped to take the trash to the dumpster when he was confronted at the Camelot condominiums in College Park. The family lives near the complex and said they've been using the trash bin there for years with no problem, according to TWAGA. So he was in another complex throwing out some trash. His mother told the station her son was trying to leave when he and a friend was approached by a group of men. One of them shot into the van her son was in, he said. When MiQuavious attempted to get away from people opening fire, it struck him in the back of the head. According to the GoFundMe launched on the family's behalf, when his mother arrived on the scene shortly after midnight, she found her son all alone inside a wrecked car. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know how I'm gonna act. Y'all gotta see that I get a little emotional, especially when it comes to our people. It hurts. It hurts for all people to be going through this tragic thing. But you know, when you're a mother and you have kids that you definitely have your heart on, your soul on, this hurts. So MiQuavious was hospitalized in critical condition, but family members said he had shown signs of progression. He had shown signs of progression since the shooting. His pupil was dilating more than they were before. Oh, he was squinching his eyes slowly. He does have function going on in his brain, even though he's still on a ventilator. He's breathing 20% on his own and 80% on the machine. He's probably brain dead. I have taken care of people in a vegetative state, and they will sometimes be able to blink their eyes. They may be able to, as they heal, it's a long time. It takes a while, but they will be able to not move their body. But if you touch them, some of them flinch. The eyes blink, but is no movement anywhere because of the neural disconnect. So MiQuavious is an exceptional being and did not deserve to be a victim of this senseless act of violence. Let's see, is what the College Park, okay, the teen condition was known as of January 25th. College Park is about 10 miles southwest from downtown Atlanta. So, Mr. MiQuavious, as you can see, this is another young black man that has been subjected to black on black crime. Today we talking about black on black crime. I know y'all hate it. That's why people was on here and they jumped on. No, there's no such thing as black on black crime. That's a damn lie. I grew up in New Jersey. I seen black on black crime. I've seen black on black crime that traumatized me, on top of all the trauma that the rest of the nation is doing to us. And that's something that we have to address. You know if your son is a loose cannon. You know if your son is a loose cannon. I'm going to say that because coming from where I'm from, we take to the streets. It took parents to come out there and say, no more. We wouldn't let our sons who were selling drugs run in our house to go hide. This was things that you have to do as a parent. This is what you have to do as a community member. Pull that young man to the side and say, hey, I see you going down a rough path. You've been getting in trouble. This is going on. Let's do something. What you need help? You want to get in the sport? You need somebody to help take it in? What is it? See, this is the type of dynamics that we need to have in the Black community instead of having a lien on the government to make things for us. Obviously, whatever happened here was something that shouldn't have happened. It either had to do with him being where he wasn't supposed to, bringing trash onto somebody else's property, and people being so outraged for the most pettiest things that he can lose his life. I need you guys to really, really, really hone on to these things and not let it just pass by night. The reason why we're talking about this, we're not going to just talk about the tragic. We want to talk about how to fix it. That's what we talk about here. That's why people are like, oh boy. Yes, we have to grab our young Black men and say, hey, you're misbehaving. Hey, you can't be selling drugs right here. You can't do this. This is a better way of life. And I know a lot of us are afraid. A lot of Black people are afraid, like, I want nothing to do with this stuff, da-da-da. But what you going to do when stolen cars are running into your house? It's too late. These were the things that we were going through in Newark, where we could be sitting right there in our living room and we have a car that ran up into the porch. Thank God everything was bricks. You know, some of them run into the house, straight bullets. Or then it gets so bad, these gang crimes, that they're looking for targets they call civilians. And the civilians are the family members of their counterpart, the people that they're beefing with. And you have this young Black boy, your son, your favorite person in the whole world. No, he ain't working. No, he ain't school. Looking nice every day, pocket full of money, and you just gonna pretend ain't nothing happening. You gonna just pretend nothing happening, and when something tragic happens to them, then we're gonna cry. And I'm not saying this young boy was one of them. This young boy seemed to, like they say, he worked. He was coming from work. He must have unfortunately put trash in somebody else's trash can, and somebody just wanted to start some trouble. So this was another tragic event that happened, and this happened in Atlanta, Georgia. Black on Black crime. Black on Black crime. What we're going to do is give you a word from our sponsors, and right after that, we're going to come with our other 3 or 4 topics, because we do have another few topics, because this don't stop. We're going to talk about some of the things that's happening in our school systems and how terrible our Black kids are behaving.
Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. no credit, and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore, the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course, which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.
All right. Join the buyback team. Now, before we get on to more black on black violence that y'all hate to hear. Oh, ain't no black on black crime. Oh, yes, it is. We're gonna go into gang guns gone bill will require 10 years. All right, the setup is real, and this is exactly what happened in Jersey. Y'all about to get these football numbers, and oh my God, I feel bad for y'all because these numbers is terrible. These numbers is terrible. So what I noticed is that when the crime went up in Newark, New Jersey, there was a lot of bills that went through and change of the actual law regarding gun laws and charges. Probably my daughter's about 17 years old. So about 17 years ago, when I was pregnant with her, there was a new gun law charge that was just going into effect that basically anyone in Jersey who got caught with an unregistered gun will get a minimum 5 years. And that started about 17 years ago. And that was based on allegedly all of the gangs that was going on and the killings. Now, this is how I look at this. This is a little funny. The setup is real. So we talked about a couple of episodes ago about the gun laws changing across the United States in about half of the United States, where it's basically like a free, open carry, Second Amendment, right? Do you think? Okay. And I had to understand where this came from. I'm like, is this regarding to the food shortage? Are we about to have a zombie apocalypse attack? What the hell they want us to have our guns for? But then, too, you have to look at sometimes there are situations that you may think that could be a benefit, and then another law will be put in place just to scoop everybody up. And I think this is the law that's going to scoop a lot of black men up in Atlanta. Georgia, I would say, has one of the most allegedly corrupted court systems that I have ever ran into. And I'm saying that gritting my teeth. They play by their own rules. As we see when we update you on the YSL case, the lawyer for workers is telling you he never saw a case like this where the judge behaves in this manner, talks in this manner, yells at people, setting the tone. He said, this is not real. Oh, it's real in Georgia. So not only do we have this wild application of law, and it's from town to town. You could be in my town, and then where I'm in Henry County, and you go to Clayton County, it's a whole nother ball game. At least in Jersey, you'll have some type of uniformity about the process of filing court papers, things like that. Not out here. No way, no how. Not in this good old boy state. So let's get to this article because there's some laws that's changing and people may want to know it. Black people, you may want to know it because you know that we're going to be the first one that applies to. The Georgia Sun. Gangs Guns Gone bill will require 10-year minimum sentence when guns is used during a violent crime in Georgia. So they're trying to counteract the law that they just passed to allow all these young people, 18, no matter who you are, to carry whatever you want to. Yesterday, Georgia State Senate, Brandon Beach, a Republican of Alpharetta, introduced the Senate Bill 7, also known as G3 bill, on Gangs Gun Gone. That's the name of it, Gangs Gun Gone. He said, are we going to get the guns out of these gangbangers' hands? The bill will impose 10 years mandatory minimum sentence for anyone who uses a gun while committing or attempting to commit a violent felony. Now, I want you guys to understand this. It's in perception when it comes to crimes in this state. You can get a ticket, and that is considered a felony in some counties, not a misdemeanor. Because if you get 3-4 speeding tickets, it's going to advance to a felony level. This is what they do here. It's weird. Some tickets are considered misdemeanors, like running a red light instead of it being just a simple traffic violation. So you start to have these things accumulate on your record. And if you in Georgia, what they say, it don't matter what you do, what field you in, you gonna end up on papers. Georgia, papers. I said, I'm a nurse. They say, who gives a damn? You're going to get some tickets. Something going to happen. You're going to be in their court. You're going to be paying some fines. I'm like, oh, man. And when it started happening, you go in 35. No, you in a 35, 45 zone and you go 52 and you get almost a super speeding ticket for 52 miles. That's when you know you in another, a whole nother ball game. We're going to let y'all hear this.
Welcome, everyone, to the Minnesota Court of Appeals. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. We have 6 cases on our calendar today. 4 are set for oral argument. The first
what
of
is
which
this?
is A20.
This is, oh. There are, oh my God. Y'all know, y'all see this? They're arguing for a new track. Wait a minute. Hold up. I just happened to come across this. This is the second time they do this. You see that? Hold up. This video right here is saying that they're arguing for a new state trial for Floyd's death. I said, what is this? I'm in the middle of one article. This is what they do. Instead of you look at some of these videos be having different information in it. So basically, they're arguing for a new state trial for Floyd's death. The former Minnesota police officer, Derek, is seeking and overturning his state murder conviction and sentencing in the killing of George Floyd, even as he serves the long federal sentence for his crime. This is January 18th. Oh, they trying to stick it to the black people. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Well, if you didn't hear it, now you heard it from me. Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. This guy he trying to get out of jail. All right. So breaking news. Let's move forward. Let's go back into this gone. What it say? Gang guns gone in Georgia. That George Floyd stuff just threw me off. What does the bill do? The bill will require that the mandatory minimum sentence is given to anyone charges are brought against an individual who has used a gun or committed or attempt to commit a violent felony regardless of whether or not the weapon was discharged. So that is touchy. That makes me think so much different scenarios as a legal nursing consultant. There can be a situation where, let's say it's a gun in a car and you and your friend get into a fight with young ladies and you end up beating the young lady up and beat up bad, and it becomes a felony. And then they find the gun in the car. I'm wondering, how would they approach that? Now, thinking from a place of Georgia, they're going to put that gun on somebody. And they're going to write it up in a way that gun was involved in that action or somewhere around on the scene, which can commit to falling under attempt to commit a violent crime, regardless of whether or not the weapon was discharged. Yeah. This is what I start to think about when I read things like that. I'm like, whoa. Because if you don't read the details of these bills, they will slide other things in. Now, I understand committing a crime, attempting a violent crime. I can understand that just a little bit more, regardless of whether or not the weapon was discharged. And that is where the lines get blurry. This will be a pre-enhanced minimum sentence that convicted individual must serve prior to any other sentence and cannot be shortened by a sentence reduction measure. Got him. Now, I'm saying that because I'm living through things like that involve this. When y'all watch the series that we put out there called Hood Politics, that series is brought to you by Jerome, aka True Bannon. True Bannon is going to tell you his story of his incarceration. But I will tell you, it's going to be remarkably similar to some of the things that we share here. And that's in regards to these change of laws that some of your favorite Democrats put in place that was so hard on the Black community or Black men in the community, but at the same time didn't have programs to neutralize the gang activity. You would put all of these hardcore penalties and measures, but I never saw any hardcore money or programs put into saving our Black men. We had to do that. We had to do that. There were some programs, and I will give it to you, that will focus on the young Black youth in our area. But I think that we could have allocated the money much further. We could have did much more to try to stop the flooding of guns into our community. Because I don't know how they get in here in Atlanta, but I'm going to tell you a story. You want to hear it? Here you go. When I was a little girl, I was probably about 12 or 13 years old. It was when I first started going outside. I was at, it wasn't Weekway Park. It was actually Velsburg Park in Newark, New Jersey. And I was outside. I wasn't supposed to be outside. Supposed to be spending the night at my friend's house. We walking the streets in Newark. All I see is like 5 boys running out the park like, yo, all right, go get your book bag. I'm like, what the hell? We looking at me. It's me and my best friend girl. So we know we see a bunch of boys run. We're like, oh shit, they about to start shooting. Something going on. Yo, they got a whole bunch of things in their hand. We don't know what it is. We just see them running down the street. So we go into the park. You know, we're about 13, 12. Do a little smoking, do a little drinking, you know, do the bad stuff. And I see a bin. I said, what the fuck is that? We go over to the fucking bin. And the bin has these long and big guns, no cap, that look like they were from like the 80s or 90s. Like they were the guns with the circle part, with the circle ammunition, with the thing that go on it like this. You know what I'm saying? It's circle. Long and circle. My thing is, how the heck did this get into a public park in Newark, New Jersey, 12 o'clock at night, in the middle of the night? Shortly after, violence, death. This is when drill music came out shortly after. Drill music came out probably like, drill music came out like 7-8 years ago. That was when my brother had got arrested. That's when True Bannon got arrested. That was the end result of the demonic spirit that was released in Newark, New Jersey. I mean, when you watch the drill music, the real drill music that came from the hood, you be thinking them bullets about to come out the screen. They got it pointing at it. This how they are. Yo, all the most reckless, ratchet, degrading, murderous things that could be said was said, and I knew it was done. So I say all of that to say is that we have to take responsibility for our Black community. We have to take responsibility for our Black kids. I don't care they're 18 and 19. I'm on my kids' ass like kryptonite. Where you going? Let me know where you at. Let me check out the party you going to. If that don't look copacetic, no, you're not going. I don't care. You're 19? Fine. Get your own place. Because as long as you live in here, we're going to work as a family. I'm going to make sure you're safe. You're going to make sure I'm safe. If I see anything uncopacetic, baby, I'm going to tell you and you're going to listen because I'm always have to deal with it. And the crazy thing is that we have such a close-knit relationship that my kids know that I'm not stopping them because I want to stop them from growing. They know that if mom says something like, nah, this don't seem right, they leave that shit alone because they've seen a lot of my words come into fruition. So mamas, be on your sons, your daughters. Don't let them go. At 18, 17, 16, I don't care how grown they are, they don't know better. You see your kids going down the wrong direction, snatch their ass up. That's your duty and the Black man's duty. I only could talk from a Black woman's perspective because our Black men need to step it the fuck up. That's a whole nother thing, but I'm talking to you from my perspective as a Black woman, mom. Parents, you see your kids going down the wrong route, that is your responsibility to board them in the right directions. That is your responsibility to have guidelines in your households. How can I say? Social norms that they know is not acceptable. And I'm not going to say you're not going to have rebellious kids because in the situation of True Bannon, when he tell you his story, and I'm going to tell you my story from my perspective. Sometimes nature outweighs nurture. Okay? So I can't say that we could save them all, but we sure enough could try. And this is why we're going to get into our next topic. Ratchet ass kids, ratchet ass teenagers, and why nobody want to be a school teacher anymore. Look at this. Look at this. So we have something we're going to show you from Black to the Block Instagram page. And some of these kids need their ass whooped. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at it.
She threw the phone. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You gotta play in my face right now.
Look, she thinks she's talking to her mother. She's trying to slam the door.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
She's trying to slam the door like she home.
You gotta put your wig on. Give me
Nobody trying to stop the little girl. Look at the one in the other bag. They should have jumped her.
Oh God damn!
It's my home school. Oh, if that was my daughter. Let's watch this one more time.
She threw the phone.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You gotta play in my face right now.
Oh my goodness.
You're trying to slam the door like that's her room.
Oh my God.
Put your hands on me. Yeah, I swear to God, if you don't get your hands, put your wig on. Give me
I'm disgusted. I'm gonna just say this. I am totally disgusted. And that little girl need her ass whooped. First and foremost, she just blacked out and must have thought that she was in her own house, in her room. You could tell that's the behavior that she has when she's with her mother and her family. Look at this shit. I'm pissed. So this ain't black on black violence.
Oh, goddamn!
We don't have the issue. This little girl needs. I wish I was her mother. I wish I was her mother. Because I would have came up in there, went swinging all hockey sticks and bats. And then when you come in there ready to discipline your child because they acting like that, then they call the police on you for child abuse. Welcome to America. You see, obviously, this girl behavior is not stemming from just school. Obviously, it's stemming from home. Literally in the adult face telling me you ain't going to talk to me like that. You're not going to talk to me like that. My thing is, first and foremost, where is the respect and who are you? What bills does this little girl pay? Talking about you not going to talk to me like that. This outraged me. This outraged me because I can't, you know what? Because I have experienced, little teen girls, they ain't get this damn far because I'm much smaller than her. And sometimes these teen girls are twice my damn size and they think that this shit right here about to go down. Oh, no, 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 no. One thing, look at, I'm pissed. Oh, I'm mad. Look at this little girl. I'm trying to get my words together because I wish I was her mother. And then you had these punk adult teachers around that let her do it instead of just grabbing up in the headlock like, go. Where you going? Where you going? Leaning her back. I'm sorry. Yo, y'all already see I'm from Newark. I may be little, but I'm a click. I'm going to put my whole body on you. You're going to drop. I'm 135 pounds of pure phallicness. Let me stop the bullshit. Baby. Oh, ratchet ass black kids. Let me show you one more story. We got another story. Our behavior stems from the way we're raised at home. Our situations that's happening outside in the black community is literally stem from the way we're raised at home. Either her mother ain't got no control of her, she beating on the mother, or the mother don't give a damn. She in a situation where she just living her best life, which is worst life, and just doing anything. I pray for this girl mother. I pray for this little girl that she get the karma that she's supposed to get for hitting on an adult. I pray. Karma. We're going to leave it like that. We have another case of ratchet ass black kids. We got to do better. Because if you come around Lashley, come around Grace Levi, you come around me, you're going to get right. Them teenagers going to want to fight me. But I've been around teenagers. They don't do that to me. Because I ain't going to play with you. We ain't going to play this. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And I know as an adult, you can't fight kids. But I know when you on your property, within your property, and you at a crown, you in a crown state, which means the state too that stay in your ground state. Hint. I ain't saying go be doing what you need to do to teenagers, but I'm gonna give you a hint. Baby, sometimes you got to protect yourself. I'm gonna show you one more ratchet video of ratchet ass black kids, and I'm gonna give y'all a story of ratchet ass black kids that try to attack me when I have my nursing uniform on, and then record my ass. What? I don't know why. God bless me, because y'all would find that recording. Y'all would be like, this is the thoroughest motherfucking nurse you ever saw in your life, because I was going to whoop on one of them kids. We was going to have some fun. We wasn't going to whoop. I'll tell you what I was going to do, because I ain't about to fight no big ass teenagers that's looking like Amazon, all them damn hormones all in their body and shit. Anyway, let's go on to this next one. And this one is brought to you again by Black to the Block. Please follow their Instagram page. They are fucking on it. Look at this. Let's go. Substitute teacher manhandles students for calling him an N-word. Get the F out of my class. Both of them. Let's see what happens.
Step out in. Say it again. Say it again. Hey, I don't care. Swing. I ain't swinging. My hand behind my back. Yeah, you ain't playing, so then like you swing then. What's up?
Wow.
Call me that word then. You ain't say it though. I bet you ain't gonna say it no more. I bet you ain't gonna say it. I'm not playing with you, bro. You ain't playing with a student. I ain't fighting no. I'm not playing. Say it again. Say it again.
That was my fucking son. You see what I'm saying? This is terrible. I'm mad. You see, I'm mad at both of this shit. I'm mad at both of this shit. We need to get it together. He is supposed to be a man. First and foremost, you watch this black man antagonize this young black man when we know we need black men to be more in the schools and to lead. Ratchet ass black man. Now, at first I felt the way because of the title. It's because the kid used the word, call him a nigga, call him a jigger. We call each other that all the time. We ain't supposed to. We use the word, but it don't warrant this type of response. Let's watch it one more again.
Yeah, you ain't gonna say it though. You ain't gonna say it though. Step out there. Say it again.
Look
Say
at
it
him.
again.
Look at him.
Hey, I don't care. Step swing. I ain't swinging. My hand behind my back. Yeah, you ain't playing, so then like you swing then. What's up? Call me that word then. You ain't say it though. I bet you ain't gonna say it no more. I bet you ain't gonna say it. I'm not playing with you, bro. You ain't playing with a student. I ain't fighting no. I'm not playing. Say it again. Say it again.
That's not, he don't have the right. He don't have the right. That's not his motherfucking kid, first and foremost. That's not your position. That's not your position. And that's what I got to say. If you don't know how to handle your job, quit your job. I said this plenty of times. Me being in my healthcare field, I've been called all type of nigga bitches, all type of ugly motherfuckers, excuse my language, all type of nigga. Do you think I grabbed the patient and rag his ass on the floor? Huh? Because I'm mad because he called me that and I'm getting a check. And this is what I'm supposed to deal with because I know some people are dysfunctional and you know that kids have learning issues, not only learning issues, before the age of 21 in females and before the age of 24 to 26 in men, your frontal cortex is not even developed completely. Let's get a little bit scientist. Allegedly, because you know I can't teach black people this stuff. You need to go double check, okay? Because obviously you know how YouTube is. But this frontal cortex of your head teach you common sense. It not teach you, but it builds the neural gaps to allow you to have more rational abilities, things that we know as common sense, emotional integrity, and analytic skills. This happens when your frontal cortex develop, allegedly, okay? That's why we tell parents, and I tell my friends, don't hit your kid in the head and say he crazy, and then he turned crazy because you knocked his damn brain all over the place and the front of the head didn't even grow. But what that goes to say, all that goes to say is that our kids are very immature. The way they look at things is not the way we look at stuff. There is no excuse for an adult black man to do this. I'm not divided. I'm not divided. I don't care if my son said jigger wigger higger. You don't have the right to put your hands on him, just like that little girl didn't have the right to put her hands on that woman. What type of society is that we living in is that people are so emotionally riled up that you literally cannot say a word. You say a name, you say a word. Oh my God. Literally, this is a child attacking another child. It's not acceptable. It said, yup, kids buck up on you because they buck up on their parents. You got the right one day, young man. It depends on what eye you're looking at this with, because honestly, he was man enough to step to the teacher in front of his classmates. No, obviously, it doesn't look like he was stepping to his teacher. Let's look at this again, because people have crazy perception. Look at this shit. Let's start again. It looks like he was trying to walk out the class. It looked like he talked shit He's trying to walk out of class. Listen to it.
They gonna say it, though. They gonna say it, though. Step out in it, nigga. Say it again. Say it again. Hey, I don't care. Step swing. I ain't swinging. My hand behind my back. Yeah.
He said at the beginning, you hear the boy say, "Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro." Now, if this child is a threat to this teacher, why he ain't move his ass out the way? Why he ain't say, "Just get out my class"? You ain't throw him out your class. You threw him on the floor.
What's up?
This is assault.
That word then. You didn't say it, though. I bet you ain't gonna say it no more.
I
bet you ain't gonna say it.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. I can't watch this no more. It makes me mad. All right, so we're going to move on into our last few subjects. And I want to get into this subject. Black men and the others. We're going to finish off with another Dr. Umar post. Dr. Umar be hitting them hard with this shit. Black man, where'd you come from, black man? So we're going to finish this off hot topics tonight with a word from, actually it's two, we're going to have two words, but this is Dr. Umar. He showed this video of this football player's wife, and let's see what we see, because what I see is a level of arrogance. And if this was a black woman right here, we would have been all types of everything. Who you think you are? You a user. I need you to listen to this. And they're not going to get on her. Look at her. Look at her cheeks. I'm sorry. You already see all the face work. Oh, my God. Help her.
That's just the way it is. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Not say that I agree with this one. When we get paid, I will spend as much money as I want because it's our money, and he decided to marry me. And I do everything that he wants. Like, I'll cook and clean and stuff like that. And when he makes money, I'm going to spend it. And
look at her cheeks. She got two different sides. The way her cheeks is. She got face job, bad face job, bad face job.
That's just what marriage is. Like, you don't have to get married. As soon as we became one, whatever is his is also mine. So I pretty much live my life as I please. And that's just the way it is. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. So first and foremost, she looked like Milli Vanilli. Y'all remember? Oh no, you know those models that did they face? I think that was Milli Vanilli, and then it was two twins. They did all that stuff to their face. That's how she looked. First and foremost, black men. I don't understand what you like anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand what you. That's why I'm single, because I don't understand, y'all. This what you like. This what you like. All of this face work. It costs you a lot of money when you could just have a natural beauty. No makeup. You know. A little too. I don't have an attitude. I have approach to. I'm not telling I want to date this guy. But black women, a lot of us don't have attitude. We're just strong in our position because I told you we went through a lot. We have to hold a lot of our pain in our stomach. That's why when you hear my voice, you hear a strong black woman coming out of this little old cute face. They're like, damn, she sound like that. Pain in my heart. Don't judge me. No pain in her heart. But she sound bitter and wicked. Well, I just spend his money. My thing is cool. This is your position. We understand that. But why are you on social media embarrassing your husband? Talking like that. But like I said, I'm not married, so I don't know the position of a wife. But when I become a wife, I'm definitely learning to not do certain things like that. What happens in my house is going to stay in my house, first and foremost. Secondly, you're going to have to do things that women do and humble yourself. But that don't mean that you got to get walked over. Black men, you want us to lie on the floor, get walked over, all types of hoes, bitches, da da da. Then you get somebody in there like this that may possibly be hoes, chickens, and all that, because she been wanting to get paid her whole life, because all of this ain't free. All of this ain't free. It ain't free. You just pass us by. You just take the generational wealth and just shun it right out the Black community. I mean, not even in you don't even want to keep it in your legacy or your family legacy. I would understand, like, okay, these football players, rappers, like, I don't gotta do nothing for the Black community. I'm gonna do something for my family generations, though. You go and get with a woman like this, she's so nasty. Once you don't do what she wants you to do, or whatever happened, she gonna get half. Half, shickling, and even more because you be paying alimony and shit. Because, like she said, you gave her a lifestyle. And if you go to court, the judge is going to say, well, you're responsible to maintain her lifestyle for a certain amount of time because you took care of her when you were pregnant. I mean, when she was when y'all was married. You set up a lifestyle that she was used to. She sacrificed herself. That's how they look at these women. She sacrificed herself. She made herself a home wife, wasn't working. You owe her. Baby, shout out to Dr. Umar. He be calling out the shades. He be calling out the shades. Okay? So now we just going to close off with one more word. And this word surprised me. This was brought to you by the Shade Room. And I was surprised because I was surprised at her answer. I was really surprised. I forgot this lady name. She's from Tattoo Inc., I think. I'm gonna show you her. What the hell is her name? But I really appreciate. I forgot her name because I wasn't feeling her character. But that was just her character. So let's listen to what she got to say. I'm gonna get her name as soon as I find it. Let's go.
$5 million or 5 minutes with Jesus. That 5 minute with Jesus is worth way more than 5 million. And that 5 minute with Jesus, I probably can accumulate the wealth of 500 million with just the wisdom and the blessings that he could pour on my life. So I'm gonna take that 5 minutes with Jesus, baby.
Would you rather $5 million or?
And I'm gonna say that this person said I was scared to hear her answer, but she relieved me. And that's the same thing I said. I said, oh my God, let me hear what this bro about to say. And she answered correctly. Ding, 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 ding. Just to close off, y'all already know this Hebrew sister is going to send love and blessings to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, the topics that we talked about. Again, I want to say rest in peace to Tyre Nichols as well as MiQuavious. MiQuavious and Tyre Nichols. I want to send love and blessings to your family, to the mothers of these two young men who passed away tragically because of a black system, black on black crime, and ratchetness amongst us. We have to get it together, Black people. The ones who have a heart and a stomach to hear this, I want to say thank you for being here with Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. The words I say may cut you. It may cut you. But sometimes you're going to have to be judged. Let me see if I can show y'all. Be judged. Be judged. It is what it is. He watching us all. Have a good night. And I want to say I love you guys. I will see you next week.